for joining us. D.L. Hughley is my co-host. We got Mark Wahlberg on the show today. He's always a lot of fun. His new movie, Broken City, comes out today. We're going to catch up with him, his co-star Jeffrey Wright. Also, best-selling author Hungry Girl Lisa Lillian is here, revealing how you can cut calories, lose inches while eating your favorite food. She's showing us how to make 3 totally guilt-free dishes. And we've got a big surprise for our superfan, Candace Brooks. We have a new assignment for her. She's going to be very excited. It's great to have you back.
Great to be back, man. I'm very a good-looking audience.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah. I've seen some audiences. I'm like, what are you guys all doing here together? It's a good-looking audience.
Yeah, last night I was watching the Lance Armstrong interview. I'm sure you were. Did everybody here watch the Lance Armstrong? I was amazed by him. I just found it riveting. I thought the entire thing was riveting. And we actually had a panel of folks who know Lance Armstrong well. In fact, one woman who Lance Armstrong really tried to destroy, Betsy Andreu, was on my program immediately after to respond to the interview. But, you know, there was a lot of things he came clean about and admitted. There's a lot of things, though, that frankly don't add up in what he said.
Well, how does Oprah get everybody to say everything, man? Like I know Wonder Woman had her lasso of truth, but what is in that chair that makes you talk?
I know. I think Oprah did a really good job of getting Lance Armstrong to talk and put him on, not really letting him off the hook. There were a couple things he said, and all the folks who have been really watching and know him well say that it was sort of his first step in telling the truth.
Right.
But it wasn't.
Stages.
It was stages. Yeah. It was not the whole truth. Let's take a look at some of what he said last night.
I view this situation as one big lie that I repeated a lot of times.
Did it feel wrong?
At the time?
Mm-hmm.
No.
It did not even feel wrong?
No. It's scary.
Did you feel bad about it?
No. Even scarier.
Did you feel in any way that you were cheating?
No. The scariest.
He also went on to say that he wasn't the kingpin of the operation, which everybody knows him and it just says is ridiculous. I mean, this is a guy who was part owner of the team. He called the shots. He could get people fired.
But his titles remain vacated, right? Like no one.
Yeah, well, yeah, because the next couple of people,
everybody cheated.
They were also doping.
So the guy who really won is delivering pizzas in Sicily.
right, yes, exactly. There's some guy who's now like 200 pounds who like came in
I'm a
400th.
champion.
Right, he was like, yeah, it's a little late.
The thing
I already let myself go.
Right. The thing I find both amazing and hypocritical, it's like funny to watch men go, oh, performance-enhancing drugs are bad, and then take Viagra. But I think I think if we had the kind of level of scrutiny that we have, if we had always had this, we would have no sports heroes. We wouldn't, because we have to know every single thing about everybody.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is a big scandal, but I think that this is indicative of how most uber athletes are. They're kind of sociopathic and selfish and myopic. And
Sociopathic.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I know great. I mean, you have to be. I think have a lot of that to be a transcendent athlete, and I think that that's kind of what he exhibited. And I think that seeing it raw like that for a lot of people is shocking.
Yeah.
But I think that it is kind of indicative of the way they've always been.
I think that's really true. I mean, I think a lot of people in public life, politicians, there's a lot of famous people. I mean, you don't get to have the $100 million that he has and be the top of your field without being, whether it's a sociopath or a psychopath or whatever it is, to be a total narcissist and to think that to just propel yourself forward, I think does take some sort of mental.
And he had a life-threatening disease, and he made. And I know if it were me, I would go, God put me in this position to do something, and I would, whether I would cheat or not would be a different issue. But I would believe I would have been saved, and there was a moment that was out there for me, and I would go and try to get it. So I think he's more human than a lot of us would like to admit.
The thing that he did, though, that, he said he admitted he was a bully, but he never said that he forced other people or he pressured other people on the team to do it, which everyone who knows him and people who were on the team have testified that he did pressure them. There's a woman named Betsy Andreu, whose husband was on the team, doped for a while, then didn't dope, and got fired from the team. She was on my broadcast last night. She watched the entire interview. She was outraged because she really feels that Lance did not fully come clean. He talked about her to Oprah, that he called her up. He wouldn't answer there's a key thing that happened in a hospital room. She witnessed Lance Armstrong telling doctors all these drugs that he had taken. She had to testify about that in a trial under oath, and he called her for years, called her crazy, called her the B word, called her all sorts of things. He said he's now apologized to her. He said he never called her fat, which I was like, you called her all these things, and you're telling Oprah you never called her fat, as if that somehow...
You know that all of us, and I understand she's a whistleblower, and I get it, and
Right.
she did. All of us hate snitches. All of us do. All of us. Like if somebody that you were close to, reveals something that you thought that you were telling them in confidence that they found out. So we have these moments, like whistleblowers have to have protection because everybody gets mad at them. Like snitches get stitches, like people say things like that because they really have a problem with somebody knowing something about that. And on some level you feel a betrayal of confidence. So even though I'm not justifying what he's doing, I think it's more human than a lot of us pretend like it is. It's a human emotion.
But there's one thing about being upset at somebody. There's another thing at trying to destroy that person, publicly attacking them. I mean, he destroyed this woman and her husband for years and years. Anyway, she reacted to my program last night immediately after the interview ended. Take a look what she said.
He owed it to me. You owed it to me, Lance, and you dropped the ball. After what you've done to me, what you've done to my family, and you couldn't own up to it. And now we're supposed to believe you? You have one chance at the truth. This is it.
And a lot of people feel he wasn't fully truthful. Anyway, part 2 of the interview is tonight. It's going to again be riveting.
I can't wait.
I know.
Who else? Who didn't this guy mess over? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. The other.
I'm going to throw my bike out when I get home.
The other bizarre story is this Manti Te'o thing, who I'm not a sports guy, so I didn't really even know about him now. But it's.
He's a great linebacker from Notre Dame.
Right.
I'm a USC fan, so I could care less. But so he makes you tell.
Well, yeah. There's a hoax. He says he's the victim of a hoax. He said he had a girlfriend. He never, in all the interviews he gave about this girlfriend, he never said, "Oh, by the way, I've never actually met this person. She's on, only a voice on the phone." Anyway, the woman who was allegedly his girlfriend, the photo that was publicly circulated, she's now been identified. She's like a market. Works in marketing. Right. Her identity was stolen by a guy that she went to high school with, apparently, who was a friend of Manti Te'o. So it's still not clear whether Manti was involved in it. Now there's this whole thing online of people doing what they call Te'oing, which is posing with an imaginary girlfriend. Which we have some of those pictures. Let's take a look. Here's this guy offering a rose to his imaginary girlfriend. Let's take a look at another one. It's another guy pointing to his imaginary girlfriend. See another Te'oing. Oh, there is somebody drinking with the imaginary girlfriend.
So. This cat is the best premier linebacker in the country, right? He goes to Notre Dame, a fine football school.
Right.
What does it say about the women at Notre Dame that he'd rather have an imaginary girlfriend than a real? Like, if you'd rather go online than the women you actually see, you probably should move.
Yeah.
But I think, again, he was up for a Heisman, which is very rare for a linebacker to really be in a position to get. I think it's like he told the story. She was dying and his grandmother was dying, so it was I remember watching it on ESPN, and it was a great story, a feel-good story.
He was cover of Sports Illustrated.
Right, and so I think that there was a pressure to kind of be, kind of have a story.
Right.
And I think have a narrative, and I thought he felt, even Notre Dame is coming out and saying, well, we believe that he was duped.
What's weird, though, is December 6th, he apparently got the call from his dead girlfriend's cell phone from the woman's voice who was apparently his dead girlfriend saying it was a hoax. That was on December 6th. December 8th, he gives at a press conference, he says yet again, well, my grandmother died and my girlfriend died. So like 2 days after his dead girlfriend has called him on the phone saying the whole thing's a hoax, he is still publicly saying.
What testosterone-laden athlete doesn't see his woman? Like, I mean, who does that? Doesn't even stand. If I'm the star athlete of the country, I'm getting some. And you coming, let's stop all this. I don't get it.
We also just want to show you a picture. This Michelle Obama's haircut has made headlines around the world. I guess she's just turned 49. She has a new haircut. She has bangs. And this is her meeting with, I guess, the inauguration planner. Michelle Obama's on the left. And And so, yeah, she has a new haircut. This has made headlines everywhere.
Yeah. I don't care about hair.
Yeah, I don't care about hair.
We have a couple of new photos, though, that
New
just
ones,
came in.
okay.
Oh, really?
You may want to look. Hold on.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Wait, Dia.
Oh, look. Nice. A good look for you there, Dia.
You know what's funny? That actually looks like my hair. It's so funny because I have natural. Her hair is beautiful, and my wife, like when my wife gets her hair done, black women's hair and weather is not good. Like you could go outside and it could be bad. Like if it's foggy, my wife won't go outside. She
Is that right?
like my wife would actually miss the inauguration. It's raining. I saw it last year.
So we're going to take a quick break with more of the first 15 when we come back, including a new Subway scandal, why some people think they're being shortchanged by the sandwich chain. We'll be right back. Hughley is my co-host today. We're continuing with the first 15. I don't know if you saw this. It made headlines a lot, and also it's gone viral. Subway sandwich, the Subway sandwich stores are under attack because some of their foot-long sandwiches are not actually a foot long. This started, a guy in Australia named Matt Corby posted a photo measuring his foot-long Subway sandwich, which actually 11 inches. That went viral. Other people started posting photos, measuring it, made it into papers. We bought a bunch of Subway sandwiches, and they're now totally up to snuff. This one was like 13 inches, actually. So now they're overcompensating, I guess. And Subway's released a statement saying that because of baking procedures, the length may vary if they're not baked to exact specifications, but they are reinforcing their policies and procedures.
Yeah, kind of like after I take a bath. It's the same thing. Yeah. But men have always lied about the size of their sandwiches, and but it's not the size of the sandwich, it's how filling it is, I guess. It's just, what was I supposed to do with
We served it up to you. You really are.
And who walks around with a tape measure? This sandwich is not long enough. What an ass that guy is.
Yeah. But it was funny today when
my sandwich is not quite up to.
I sense this sandwich is only 11 inches.
Right.
I've been ripped off.
You imitated like I would sound like if I imitated the white guy.
Yes, I know. That was my imitation.
That was my thing.
I know, yes, exactly.
You're supposed to sound like me. I sound like you.
I see. Okay, we've seen a lot of ridiculous products on the show that we'd like to highlight because I like silly products. This, I gotta say, is among the weirdest things, and there's a commercial for it, which we're gonna show you, which is also bizarre. A company in, where is it? Anyway, Sweden
Yeah.
is marketing a casket that has a stereo inside it. And it's called a catacomb system for the catacoffin. And it allows you to listen to music when you're dead. So just watch the commercial a little bit for this thing.
Do you believe in music? Introducing the Catacombo sound system. A revolutionary customized sound system for audiophiles on the other side. The Catacoffin employs a pair of two-way speakers, tweeters, and a divine 8-inch subwoofer, fine-tuned to the coffin's unique interior acoustic space. With modern looks and rock-steady stance, the Catatomb Music Server features a 7-inch display showing what song's playing 6 feet under.
So, not only can you listen to music, you can also see what song is playing, except you're dead.
White people. It's just, I do not. Now, we are musical people, right? Like, but, you know what's funny to me? This is I wouldn't trust people to play my actual music. That's my thing. Like, about 20 years ago, my grandmother died. We go to the funeral. I look in the casket. It's not my grandmother. Like, I swear to God. It's like, and I start cracking up. And my father, I goes, that ain't Big Mama. He goes, don't you start that comedy stuff here. And it really wasn't her. So like,
First of all, your grandmother's name was Big Mama?
yeah, oh, you'll learn. Have me on more by the time it's over.
All right.
But so it took 4 months to actually find her.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and my mother became this activist to help people find like whether their body, people who are really buried are buried in the caskets.
Oh, that's interesting. I did a piece on 60 Minutes about that. People are not buried where they say they're buried.
No.
This happens all the time.
My grandmother was a skinny woman. This was a big woman. I'm like, you don't know that ain't her? Like,
So they actually had a viewing?
yeah, we were all at the funeral. I'm like, hey, you know that ain't Big. That's all right. Well, y'all. You
That's
guys can act like y'all don't know it, but I did, and it was hilarious. It was, I don't know her. I'm not gonna cry for her. Who was she?
Oh my God.
They didn't even have the dress that they bought. So I don't trust people to actually play my
Right.
music. And plus, black people not paying for internet connection when you ain't here. That's just, that's not happening.
We got to take another quick break. I'm going to catch up with the stars of Broken City, Mark Wahlberg, Jeffrey Wright are here. We'll be right back.